What is up, AG Nation? I'm Ben and welcome to my top 10 of the best gacha games of 2022 so far. I'm only ranking games released between January and August, and this is my own personal ranking, but I'll be happy to hear yours down in the comments. Now, and without any further ado, let's jump right in. Number 10, Eroica. Eroica is a great turn-based JRPG with graphics worthy of console games and an engaging story where your own choices affect the outcome of the plot and you will just keep coming back for more. I feel a great way to get a sense of what Eroica is all about is to think of a mix of Epic 7 and one of the greatest in my opinion, and that is Another Eden, of course. Eroica is also very F2P friendly with over 60 heroes to collect and some generous rates. The story and character development are engaging enough, but I'm still running into the occasional lag. It's thankfully not game breaking, but it does mess up with the overall experience and kinda gets in the way of Eroica ranking any higher on this list. So here's hoping for patches, and why not throw in an update with some new content. Number 9, Cross Summoner R. The sequel of Cross Summoner recently landed on mobile, and from the get-go, Cross Summoner R throws you in a retro-inspired JRPG with gorgeous hand-drawn art and real-time battles in both PvE and PvP modes. The game also features a brand new story and a good variety of quests for you to take on, whether it's through exploring the map, engaging in PvP online battles, or with the guilds that you can join. Expect to build an epic team and throw down some flashy combos in battle. I'm not really super far into the game, maybe 2 or 3 hours tops, but I'm enjoying it so far, and I know I mentioned it before, but I absolutely love the art style here. So if you're on the hunt for a stylish anime gacha with real-time combat, this one might be a catch. Number 8, Saint Seiya Legend of Justice. July saw the release of Saint Seiya Legend of Justice, and I believe this is the second or possibly the third game from the franchise on mobile. And if you're a fan of the anime like myself, this is a must download. The game has an original story that nevertheless stays true to the manga. You also get high quality 3D models of the characters, and I'm talking Seiya, Ikki, and basically all 88 knights to collect. Legend of Justice is an idle gacha RPG where you can build a team of your favorite heroes while keeping the strategic elements in mind. The elements are water, fire, air, earth, light and darkness, and there are also 4 classes which are Protector, Warrior, Assassin and Skilled Knight. This is an easy to play one-hand controls type of game. It features a bunch of well-known Japanese voice actors and multi-language support. Also check out my best anime-based gacha video for more games like this. Number 7, Tower of Fantasy. If it seems like we've been waiting for Tower of Fantasy forever, that's because we have. I literally didn't have grey hair in my beard when it was first announced, and now I do. It's just a couple, but still. Tower of Fantasy is an open-world gacha MMO taking place in the future, where everyone lives on a planet far away as Earth is long gone by now. I'm still very early in the game, but what I can tell you is this. Expect a classic anime mixed with sci-fi art style, in-depth character customization, with tons of cool skins, fantastic battles and a huge open world to explore. On the downside, the game came out with some minor bugs. I encountered some freeze and lag when I turned the settings to max. It got better when I reduced them, but this shouldn't happen for a game that's been out in some regions for quite some time now. Number 6, Time Defenders. When Arknights was all the rage, I expected a flood of tower defense gacha RPGs to hit the Play stores, and surprisingly, that didn't happen. As you probably have guessed, Time Defenders is the newest kid on the block in the tower defense universe. It combines elements of a traditional team-based party gameplay and tower defense mechanics, which results in a tactical JRPG-inspired mix that I find, personally speaking, lots of fun. The story is happening in Tokyo after a space-time rift disaster destroyed it, and you're fighting the villain Ordo to save the citizens and restore peace. Time Defenders have over 70 characters to choose from, each with their own backstories and lots of content to sink your teeth into. So if you're a fan of JRPGs, tower defense, or just strategy games in general, this should be a download. Number 5, Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds. I did a live stream of Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds when it was in soft launch, and let me know down in the comments if you were there. And what really sucked me into this game is the stunning animation done by Studio Ghibli and their mastery in creating lifelike character shows. You meet a new cast of characters across many lands and kingdoms. There are 5 playable characters, a beautiful open world rendered in the Unreal Engine 4, a great soundtrack and adorable familiars that are as charming as they are useful in battle. For those unfamiliar, no pun intended, familiars work kinda like Pokemon. The battles are in real time and action-packed. There are mounts to ride across this beautiful world, and when you need a break from all the action, you can even build your own farm. Ni no Kuni Cross Worlds also features a rich storyline and is hands down one of the most gorgeous gacha MMO you can play on mobile today. Number 4. ARTERY Gear Fusion. ARTERY Gear is set in a post-apocalyptic world taken over by these unknown enemies known as the Puppets, and it's up to you to save the day. This is an anime-themed gacha RPG where you can command a squad of sexy and powerful mech waifus. There are 5 classes with different roles and technical abilities and over 100 of them to collect. Visually, the game mixes chibi art style with canvas backdrops and some very cool looking 3D visuals. As for the combat, ARTERY Gear is turn-based, so there is a little more strategy involved in battle, and to me personally, I'm a fan of turn-based RPGs, so this strikes home. You can tell that Bilibili, the developers of the game, have put in a lot of work in the creation of the ARTERY Gears, as each of the mech girls has their own unique skills, personalities, and backstories. It's also worth noting that they're all fully voiced by a well-known Japanese cast, so if you're ready to command your squad of mech girls, then you know what to do. Number 3. Alice Fiction. It's been over 4 years since I made a top 10 for puzzle RPGs, so it's about time that I make a video update, and Alice Fiction would without a doubt be at the top of that list. The latest puzzle JRPG by Wonder Planet features a deep, highly engaging story where VR life is a new standard, but AI takes over and you're thrown into a whirlwind of missing memories and mysterious characters, and talking about characters, aka folklore, you will have a huge cast of them ready to help you in battle. They are inspired from a wide variety of cultures, such as Lancelot, the knight from King Arthur, or the legendary Japanese sword fighter Musashi Miyamoto. The battle in Alice Fiction reminds me a lot of the combat mechanics in Octopath Traveler. With your team of 4, you need to break as many panels as possible to deal damage, but do you go for the quick damage or sacrifice a turn or 2 to set up a bigger attack later? The basics are very accessible, but the tactical finesse runs deeper. Add to this some gripping battle graphics and special skills cinematics, a pretty good voice acting cast, and one of the best soundtracks in all gacha combined, and it makes Alice Fiction a must-play for all puzzle JRPG fans. Number 2. Counterside. It's been a while that Counterside came out in Southeast Asia, and I started thinking that we may not get it in the rest of the world, but boy, I was wrong, and glad I was. Counterside is absolutely gorgeous, and I like the watercolor-esque anime art style a lot. And this being an action RPG, the combat is flashy, fast-paced, and very much engaging if that's your thing. I also gotta talk about the story. It takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting, which seems to be the trend in recent gacha games, and you take on the role of the CEO of a world defense corporation. Needless to say, this corp is also home to all the cool and hot waifus that will help you take down monsters and bosses and find out what caused the apocalypse in the first place. Counterside features a good mix of futuristic and fantasy gameplay with some stylish skins, and most important of all, it's one of the most friendly F2P games in this list. Number 1. Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continents. While the original game came out in 2018, I didn't get to play it until 2021. It was in fact the last game I completed before the year runs out, and I had such a blast playing it that I was instantly hyped for this one coming out. But the question is, does it live up to the greatness of OT? First of all, yes, Champions of the Continent is the second game in the Octopath series, but it's actually a prequel, so you will enter the world of Orstera a few years prior to the events of the original game. You will take on the role of the Chosen One and fight your way through ruthless tyrants who have nothing better to do than unleashing darkness onto the world. The game sports a massive roster of over 64 playable characters with ton of mix and match teams, and you will need to do so as a ton of battles are unique and custom team for each fight is the way to go. There are also plenty of NPCs that have side quests for rewards or items for sale, and some can be hired through different ways. The combat is turn-based with the ability to stock on special attacks that get more powerful the longer you hold on to them. The visuals are a love letter to the retro pixel art era with gorgeous sprites and backgrounds. The music is excellent, and overall, this game is very free to play friendly, and I highly recommend it. And that sums up my picks for the best gacha games in 2022 so far, but now I wanna hear from you in the comments. What is your top 3 games of the year? Of course, as always, if you enjoyed this video, clicking the like button does help me out a lot, and I would really appreciate that. And if you're new, consider subscribing because I put out new videos like this every week. Also, a special thanks to my YouTube members, and if you want to support my content as well and get some cool rewards, links are down in the description. You can also show some love to this video with a super thanks. Once again, I'm Ben, thank you G Nation for watching, and I'll see you next time, right here on Android GameSpot. Stay epic!